Hello, welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted in a while, about a week I would think. I've just had a really busy week at work, so I haven't exactly had the time. But I was able to catch a fun land battle here. This is going to be against Helman Ghorst, the probably pretty commonly seen vampire count blob. This is after the 2.1 update, so Ghorst has been nerfed. But I thought it would be pretty interesting to share nonetheless, because I know this is a build many people struggle with, and this battle could have gone many different ways. But either way, I think it's a really good cast. So let's see if we can get started here. Let me speed this up. So for my battle line, I've just got a bunch of Saurus Warriors. I do have a bunch of Flyers. The Pterodon Fire Leech Bolas are mainly for the anti-regen. Fire damage, if you did not know, does cut the HP healing off of units. And then I've got Henuin. He has a Manticore Summon and the, what is it called? Flock of Doom. Also a very good spell in Game 3. I have some Horned Ones hiding in the trees here, and then Skink Stalkers coming around the side. Now I'm bringing up my Pterodon Riders with the Fire Leech Bolas to kind of just get my opponent to come towards me. I've got these cav hiding in the woods, and I don't want to show them off. If I'm going to move up and fight him, I have to show my cavalry and have them move forward. As you can see, my opponent also has a similar thing set up here, and I've got stalkers that are coming to discover this. I believe it's Black Knights and Blood Knights, as well as a White King. His whole front line here is a ton of zombies, but the blob, this is the real teeth of his army, is right here. Skeleton Spearmen, a bunch of Grave Guard, and they're just reinforced by a Mortis Engine and Helman Ghorst. Now, he is starting to move because I've been Fire Leech bullying him. He has nothing in the air, so he can't counter this. Vampire counts don't have any ranged units. So he's starting to move up. He realizes he needs to take the fight, otherwise I'm just going to empty all my ammo and get tons and tons of free damage. And this works out really well for me because I did not realize that he had a bunch of cavalry hiding in the forest. So this means I'm going to get the drop on him. So something very important to note when you're fighting battles: if you don't have to move forward, don't. Let your opponent come to you as long as you can kind of get them to. If I didn't have any ranged units, then obviously we'd need to engage with each other. But a really good engagement here from me. Horned Ones have been buffed. The changes to Primal Instincts, it's called, yeah. Really good. It gives them that 5% physical resist, 10 melee attack, below 50% HP. They don't rampage anymore. This is obviously not a good way to showcase the test. The Clawstone Hunters are anti-large. They're very good at killing cavalry. And I've caught up my opponent super duper well. I'm also putting down a Flock of Doom here to counter any kind of healing that might get casted. But either way, I'm pretty sure Horned Ones trade really well, even into Blood Knights nowadays. Black Knights are trying to get away, but they're getting caught by these skink stalkers. For the front line, all of the Saurus are meeting up the zombies. This is totally fine engagement to take. Saurus Warriors will not take damage against zombies. They will just kill them over time. So just kind of keeping them there. It works just well. I'm going to kill now the White King here. So I've gooned up, and this is probably the best play of this match. Was being patient, waiting for my opponent to come to me, forcing him to come to me, and then catching out his cav. I killed that whole cav contingency. That's like, what, 3,000+ gold value? Now, the bounce bar hasn't weighted too far in my direction, but that is super duper key. I now have the mobility game. He has nothing. He just has this super slow blob, which is going to be difficult for me to fight. So we're bringing these skink stalkers around. I probably should be coming over here. I just know that there's going to be healing, and I kind of just want to kill the zombies and get them off the field. So with the chameleon stalkers, I'm coming around the side, blowing up the zombies, and I want to try and capture his army into one big corridor. The idea is I've got this Flock of Doom, and I can really punish big blobs like he has going here. Now, my Horned Ones are getting a little cut out here. These Grave Guard are going to have a nice little... Well, I guess they're not the armor-piercing variant, so they're not going to deal too much damage. Oh, are Grave Guard anti-infantry now? Not the great weapons? I'm going to have to double-check on that. That's a new change that I'm not aware of. Either way, this is really important here. So, Pterodon Hunters, or the Fire Leech Bola Pterodons, they have rock drops. Drop rocks, whatever the ability's called. It's incredibly good in domination. You can see a pretty dang good amount of damage there. In domination battles, I highly recommend taking these guys. They will just drop those rocks, deal tons of damage. When they're gone, you can resummon them, more rocks to drop. It's incredibly good. But for this match, it's also going to be really good. I'm bringing in the Clawstone Hunters just for the armor piercing. I really should get them on Helman Ghorst. But the key here is summoning this Feral Manticore. Now, I've got another drop rocks coming around here soon, but that Feral Manticore, his whole job is to beat the crap out of Helman Ghorst. Hopefully I'm not lagging out my game too much. I know every time I zoom in a little close to fights like this, it starts to lag out. My PC is not the buffest. Either way, he's got a zombie summon coming in, and as you can see, this Feral Manticore has just been gooning on Helman Ghorst. If you've ever needed convincing as to why the Feral Manticore ability has been so strong ever since it first was a thing in Game 1, this is a great battle to kind of showcase why. This is a 20 Winds of Magic cost spell, which is very expensive, one of the most expensive out there. However, the amount of value you can get off of it is kind of nuts. You can see I've already got 436 value just trying to beat up Helman Ghorst alone. I think I missed another drop rocks there, just looking at the Manticore value. But the battle's starting to swing in my favor. Let's look at this Manticore one more time. Yeah, 700. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. A lot of my cavalry route off, Clossodon Hunters included. I want to make sure 1100. Holy crap, dude, that Manticore. And he is going to route, he's going to break. It's a summon. There's no value going to my opponent for killing that. 1100, not 1,000. I don't know if I said 1,000. 1100 damage value for that spell. Absolutely insane. And guess what? We've got another one coming. You get 2 casts of that. And this, as nice as the Flock of Dooms have been, as nice as the Drop Rocks have been, Saurus Warriors just holding up the whole front line, I just have too much for him to kill now. Mortis Engines are nice, but they're not going to be able to outlast this kind of damage. These Fire Leech Bullas getting tons and tons of value, still throwing in their fire attacks. Helman Ghorst goes down. You can see this other Feral Manticore, already almost 300 value, just barely getting engaged in combat. And my opponent calls it GG. I've gooned out Ghorst. There's really nothing left to kill me except for that single Mortis Engine. There's a couple Graveguard, but there's no way he was going to pull out of that one. So pretty good replay. I really enjoyed that battle, at least beating what I would consider slightly degenerate play, like my opponent. Don't remember his name, and more power to him. Like, play what you can to climb the ladder, but Helman Ghorst, Mortis Engine, little tryhard, little sweaty, in my opinion. Either way, you can see his cavalry got, like, no value. The Mortis Engine definitely did work, but everything else in his roster wasn't paying for itself too well there. Lizardmen trade really well. And as you can see, also, Tanawin, this does not count the value of the Manticore got. If you count the Manticore value, he's probably sitting at like 3,500 gold value. So absolutely crazy, even just with the Flock of Doom. These Horned ones definitely paying for themselves just by getting that ambush on top of those Blood Knights. Clossodon Hunters definitely didn't pay for themselves. I didn't get them the best targets this match, but I think they still were very pivotal in winning that cav engagement so soundly. And then Saurus Warriors obviously not going to pick up much value. They were just killing chaff zombies. Fire Leech Bullas. That's really good value. Now, this isn't going to be the case every time. A lot of Vampire Count players do bring flying units, so beware of that. That's where I really like the Clossodon Hunters. They can pretty much trade upward into any big flying monster. So either way, super good battle. I think it was very enjoyable, and I thought I would just showcase how you kind of beat that play. This is not a build specifically designed to beat it. I didn't bring Lord Croak. Although if you want an easy answer to this kind of play, Lord Croak is definitely an easy answer. He will blow up any blob. Either way, hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll talk to you later.